Ah, yes.
Ah, I like it. Okay.
Oh, we got all three of our camera angles.
Ooh.
Oh.
I feel like Bobcat.
Oh.
Why didn't you put the batteries?
Oh shit, fuck. Okay, so Best Buy has listed, this is bloody disgusting, by the way. Best Buy lists January 11th release date for Halloween Kills 4K Ultra HD Steelbook. Do you want to see it?
Yes.
Do you want to see it?
I do.
I will show it to you.
Whoa.
That is sexual.
It looks so retro. I'm into it.
Oh, yeah, load up. You fucking load.
Jamie Lee Curtis looks like a Karen marching back to Starbucks to get her order correct.
She does, dude.
She looks like she's mad as shit.
I said almond milk.
It's like, I can't believe those bastards didn't put the foam in it. A Fenty? Yeah, dude. I love the way that Halloween Kills looks, like the actual lettering of it. It looks like something from the 80s.
It's exciting, man. Like they actually I'll be honest with you, like I wasn't a huge fan of the poster that they did for the movie because it was just like his face. And you've seen so many better fan posters. But that's the kind of shit I would have liked to seen for the poster, man. That's some dope ass shit. And then the back one is that I think that's a flashback Michael on the back of the steelbook there.
That looks cool.
Staring at the street, looking good,
dude. It looks like fucking Halloween Kills fuck Sin City. I love it, dude. I love it.
Infrared. Yeah, and then you can see the actual the disc in the bottom. Which
what if you open it? It goes, "I gave my life away." It just looks like a Seether song.
It does.
That's cool, man. How much do they want for it?
I don't know.
What y'all asking for? Like that's, dude. I always do that. Like, Mike or my brother or whatever will say, "How much they want?" It's like, hey, they just came out with a new DVD. So how much they want for
I'll give y'all about $5.50.
Yeah, we go into a Walmart like, what y'all want for that?
Yeah, sir, we don't haggle. This is Walmart. It's an extended cut, by the way.
Yeah.
And Dean, this is an exploding offer.
Oh, yeah.
But it is an extended cut. It's going to be on digital 1 week before Christmas, and then on Steelbook on January 11th.
How much footage did they add?
We talked about this a little bit when we were talking about the original ending. So I think that the ending that we're going to see in the extended version on the director's cut is definitely going to be what we talked about, which is what they saw on test screening audiences, which is where, spoiler alert, Halloween Kills, by the way, where Michael kills Dingo, Judy Greer.
Yeah.
When Michael kills Karen.
God, everybody wants to do that. Fucking Karen.
When Michael kills Karen, her phone rings in her pocket. Michael picks it up, and it's Lori from the hospital on the other end. And she just hears Michael breathing, and she's like, "I'm going to kill you. I'm coming to get you, Michael," which you saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then the original ending of the movie was her walking out of the hospital holding the knife. And I think that's what we'll see in the extended cut.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I
kind of like it, the idea that he picks up the phone and recreates the first, the scene with Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's what it is. That's
no, I know, but her walking out like she's Terminator.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, okay. Are we doing Linda Hamilton? But no, yeah, I'm. I don't know. I mean, it's cool that they'll have an extended cut. I'm interested to see it, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
you're good. I mean, I really don't. I'll buy it just to watch it, but still, you wonder though. They took the break from COVID, to rework. I'm sure they did. They reworked a lot of things when they had time to do it. You wonder if that was one of the main things they were working on. They watched the movie over and over again. They're like, yeah, that ending doesn't work.
Yeah, well, because that's when they decided to move it 4 years in the future. Yeah. So I guess that's what he's saying with that timeline there. It doesn't make sense if she went to, remember when she went to kick that doctor and like knee him in the nuts or whatever, and that's what ripped her stomach back open. Yeah. You can't tell me that 20 minutes later she's gonna get up and be in shape to go fight Michael.
She would if she got Gorilla Glue.
Give me some scotch.
That shit work. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with what the ending they have, but the extended cut's cool. I actually, what I'm more interested in is just to watch like the behind the scene featurettes, and then if they have a cool commentary. Like maybe David Gordon Green does a commentary on the whole thing.
Yeah, that would be. Of course, they didn't put any commentaries on.
You know what? The last movie I watched I watched the whole fucking thing, dude. I'm talking about all 3 movies, the extended cut. My dork dick was out for like 3 days. I watched the Lord of the Rings extended cut. Oh, dude, the extended cut. I watched Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. I watched all the extended cut with the commentary, and I'm like, I was fucking the most, dude. I came out looking like Gandalf because that shit was so long, but I loved it,
dude. I would rather.
No, it was really interesting. They had Peter Jackson on there.
Have the Yellowstone Y burned into my fucking chest.
Well, you might just have it. Yeah, it was great.
I hate those fucking movies.
You watch all of them? No, you never watched all of them.
No, I couldn't get through half of one.
You got to watch them, man.
They're fucking boring as shit,
No,
dude.
they're not.
They're awful.
They're great.
They're fucking just nothing but walking.
It's a promise of adventure awaiting.
Austin says, is Michael Myers an anti-hero or am I disturbed? He is not. I would not call him an anti-hero, but I would say that we root for him too. And I know that's really fucked up. But I think the new movies have done a little better job of that. Like there are some characters that I like enough that I actually hate it when they die. I'm not like, I think there was a bad thing that horror went through for a while where they feel the need, especially slashers, feel the need to make all of their characters fucking hateable teenage kids so that we're rooting for them to die. But what makes a better movie and what makes the slasher scarier is if you don't want the people in the movie to die. And you feel bad for him. That's one thing I did like about Rob Zombie's Halloween, actually. When he kills Dee Wallace's character, I felt fucking awful. When he's dragging her across the floor, I was scared because I felt bad for her. I didn't want her to die.
For who?
Dee Wallace in Rob Zombie's Halloween. When he's like the older lady, when he's dragging across the floor.
That was fucking brutal.
She still looks good though. I don't. No disrespect.
You know what? And you talk about Halloween too. If they, I know it's not on the same thing, but if they'd kept the first 30 minutes of that movie and just gone that way, holy shit, it'd been better than the first movie. I'm not lying. The first 30 minutes of Halloween 2, Rob Zombies, is some of the best shit I've ever seen. That's pure Michael.
And they couldn't even that.
It was Octavia Spencer.
Woo!
God damn, Michael's mad. I loved it.
She was, dude, and like, but that was they couldn't even give us that. That was a fucking dream.
Yeah.
Phantom Films, thank you very much. Says I feel like the most interesting route for ends would be just to bring back Danielle as Jamie. You could easily make it make sense. I don't think that's a good idea for ends at all because we've already gone. We don't bring, in my opinion, don't bring any fucking new characters at all into fucking Halloween Ends. Just focus on what we've already built and finish it. You know what I mean? Like you ever watch like a series and you're like on season 8 and you finally get to the season finale and they're starting new
Smallville. Smallville. I'm like, God, dude.
They're starting new story threads. You're like, I just want you to fucking finish the story threads that you've been teasing me for years. And like, that's all I want with Halloween Ends. I don't want anybody new at all.
The thing about Danielle Harris is Danielle Harris, and look, we've had multiple discussions about her portrayal of Jamie, and we all loved her and thought she was great. And I think she's an amazing actress, and she did a really good job with that part. But the Danielle Harris train has left the station. They're probably never going to go back to that character. I mean, maybe, but I really don't see them ever going back to that character. She got to do the 2 films, 4 and 5, and then she got to come back for Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. The idea of them introducing Danielle Harris in Halloween Ends as, of course they can make it make sense, but I don't even think, and again, I'm going out on a limb here and beating my own wiener, but I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis really even gives that much of a shit about that whole particular storyline from 4 and 5. Oh, absolutely. And I'm saying that, I'm not saying that because I don't know Jamie Lee Curtis and we never talked to Danielle Harris, but I think Danielle Harris had mentioned before that, or maybe something along the lines that Jamie Lee Curtis actually, she doesn't really even exist. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis did her version with John Carpenter, and that's the version that she sticks with. Like, that's the true story of Halloween, according to Jamie Lee Curtis. So bringing Danielle Harris back and throwing her in the mix, not going to happen. Now, I will say this, though. I think it would be really interesting. I keep fucking looking at your refrigerator when I should be looking here. Mike's refrigerator, like, he's got a Jason mask magnet, and I keep looking at that. Like, my camera's there. But no, what I would think would be really interesting, and they'll never do this. And first off, I don't know if this motherfucker is living in Alaska milking, like, frozen cows or something. Bring Josh Hartnett back from H2O. Because I feel like that story was never explored. Her son, ever.
Love to see that. And obviously I don't want to see that in Ends. I know you don't either.
No.
But like
a new one,
next storyline.
Yes, dude. Instead, have Josh Hartnett come back and be like, look, go from H2O and start a new story, and have Josh Hartnett come back to be like the Loomis type / Jamie Lee Curtis that's on the hunt for Michael.
Yeah.
Maybe you could even tell the story that Jamie Lee Curtis was so disturbed about what had happened at the school in H2O that she maybe had killed herself, and now Josh Hartnett was on the hunt for Michael, trying to track him down.
There was so
I don't know. I mean, it sounds corny, but I mean, you could work it out.
But you got to have Josh Hartnett agree, and I think he said he doesn't want to.
He needs to comb his hair. That's probably what he's doing.
I think he said he doesn't want to, but I mean, there's always like he's interested in like storytelling and stuff like that. Like he's really deep into the indie stuff. So if you got David Gordon Green, who was an indie movie guy anyways, if you got somebody like that to tell a story that he was really interested in, I think you could draw him back. You know what I mean? Like I think you can get that money shot going again.
Well, Chris Stora says, I want a direct sequel to 4 and forget 5. I would be fine with that. Yeah, we talked to Alan McElroy, and he had some interesting ideas for 4, and I'm like, no, Alan, stop it.
I love you, Alan, but
it's like, I love Spawn, and I just want to hold your hand, but you've got to get out of the house once in a while. But I would love to see a Halloween 4 direct sequel, but they kind of did that. Well, no, Halloween 6 was a direct sequel to 5 because they fucked themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know where the wall. If you go back and watch our interview with McElroy Allen, he pretty much lays out the idea for what the sequel was going to be to 4.
Yeah, but it was gonna have Danielle Harris
as the
taking
new
over the mantle.
Yeah.
So that I don't want. I wouldn't mind them subjecting themselves into those old Halloween movies, but I do not want anybody but Michael to be Michael.
Yeah,
ever. That's pointless. That's stupid. I don't want it in my heart. But yeah, no, I would like to. I agree with you. I think Josh Hartnett's character, John Tate.
God, it sounds like just a douche
John
name.
Tate.
I'm going out for the football team, but John Tate's already got it.
Or someone who's running for mayor, like Mayor John Tate. But I think that that's more interesting to me. But I do see a place for them to finish the Jamie storyline somewhere else down the line. I don't know how that works. I think a TV series may be the best for that.
Yeah,
you can call it like the Chronicles of Halloween or some dumb shit like that. And in each episode, you could weave back and forth between these timelines. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something.
But Danielle Harris, but as an actress, she got like great roles. I mean, even though Halloween 5 pretty much sucked butt, I mean, she was still good at it.
It's one thing Rob Zombie did do right was that he at least gave Danielle Harris a nice send-off, even if the character of Jamie never did get a send-off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My favorite character in the Rob Zombies both was Brad Dourif. I think he was a fucking knockout in both movies.
Here's a question for you. Do you think Brad Dourif is the best sheriff in the Halloween franchise?
Yep, I will. I would go with 4. What's his name? Brackett's all right, but I gotta go with Brad Dourif. Meeker.
I do like Meeker because Meeker was like a no nonsense fucking guy. He's the only guy that fucking, and we talked to Alan McElroy about that too. When we talked to him, Meeker's the only guy that the second Loomis showed up, he was like, all right, I'll take you fucking seriously. Let's go. Like everybody else is like, oh, come on. What are we going to do? Cancel Halloween and all that other bullshit. Yeah. But I do think Brad Dourif is my favorite sheriff.
Well, he's also, he's an amazing actor. He took that role seriously. Like you could, he's not. And I would have given Malcolm McDowell the benefit of the doubt if he hadn't been so fucked up in the second one.
Yeah. And that wasn't even his fault. They just shit on his
character. Because honestly, he is fake Loomis, but Malcolm McDowell is still like he did a decent job with Loomis in the first one.
Yeah.
Except for the first 30 minutes where he's got long hair. I was like, Loomis would never be that way. He would never. No, he wouldn't be hippie-ish.
Yeah.
I always felt like Loomis took his job way too seriously to be that bullshit.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. But I always will love that deleted scene where he's like, we're sitting in the office and he's showing him the pictures of the animals Michael killed as a boy. Deleted scene where Malcolm McDowell's like, this parakeet's been wrecked. Shit. Dirk Hall, thanks, buddy. Says, have y'all heard that fans have named that mob chick with the Iron Maiden of Haddonfield? Remember in the Halloween Kills, that bitch is standing out there with the iron? Like, what do you do with an iron?
Oh, yeah.
The Iron Maiden of Haddonfield.
She's got a Molly Hatchet soundtrack all on her own.
Chad Cosper, thanks, buddy. Says, I wouldn't mind if they followed up on the old drunk priest who picked up Loomis on the side of the road.
That's what Alan wanted to do.
Something that follows the evil. Yeah, Chad. Dude, check out the conversation that we had with Alan McElroy. He says that he was willing to write an entire treatment just for Reverend Sayer.
Yeah.
And he said, nobody wants that shit, though.
It's just exactly what are you hunting? Yeah, dude, he really did. He's like, it was so cool because when we brought that up, talking about that, he got really excited about it. Like it was something that he really wanted to do, but either they didn't have the time or budget to really film more than what they had in the movie. So
yeah. What are you gonna do on October 31st?
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, God damn.
God damn you, faggot!
I said, God damn.
A lot of people don't know the darkness that goes inside their hearts.
I said, God damn.
God damn you, Michael! What are you gonna do on October 31st?